It's Christmas time! That's right, guys. This is the Christmas-themed Bionicle Inspiration Series episode. This one's going to be a little bit longer because it's Christmas time. It's always time to celebrate, time to have a happy, good time. In this episode, we're going to be focusing on 6 Christmas-themed MOCs, and I didn't find many when I uploaded this. I know 6 is a lot, but normally with certain themes, I'm like, oh gosh, there's so many options to pick from. Yeah. So hopefully when you watch this episode, it can inspire you a little to build some awesome Christmas-inspired Bionicle MOCs, and hopefully get you into that holiday season. That's always a good thing if it can. So let's just jump right on in. Let's begin with the first MOC, which is by Yuri Facio and is called Merry Christmas and a Hebi New Year. I'll explain that pun in a minute. Although maybe some of the smart ones here might be like, ha, I get it. Ha. Yeah, but we'll see. So, first off, really simple design. It's literally just CCBS bones, CCBS shells, some of those awesome system jewel pieces, and then a cool little swords at the top there to make the little star on top of the, or the big star on the top of the tree. The star is the size of the Christmas tree, which is awesome. But yeah, it's just literally coiling those around and you get a kind of cool looking Christmas tree shape. That's a super simple design, super effective, and it's kind of a nice way to just kind of, I don't know, decorate your house in a fun way, something like that. I think it's really cool. But just when you thought it was over, it's a transformer. That's right. Who'd have thought that the Christmas tree MOC transformed? But it does. So it turns into a snake, which makes a lot of sense for how that design works when you coil them up like that. And it makes a really effective snake. You sort of see the end there literally is just those 2 Exoforce hand arm pieces used as fangs. Very clever design. And then that awesome big star is like a cool looking sort of blade for the back of his tail, kind of giving him a bit of a weapon. That's a really unique design. It's really cool. And I think that's really creative. You can easily just quickly mock up a fun little Christmas tree and hang that around the place. Or you can mock up a fun little Christmas-themed MOC that transforms into something super cool and super funny. I think that's great. And yeah, Yuri Facio said that the Hebi thing, I think he said it was Latin? Japanese for snake. So, there you go. Clever pun. So yeah, Christmas Transformers. Make some. The next MOC that we're going to take a look at is another Christmas tree. Technically, we got 3 Christmas trees and 3 Santas in this episode, but there's a lot of differences in them. You'll see when we go on. But this is another Christmas tree MOC. This one sadly doesn't transform, so, there's that. But still, it's a very effective little Christmas tree design. Nothing wrong with just kind of mocking one up and having one around the place. This one, however, the last one we saw used a lot of CCBS. This one uses a lot more Bionicle, which is, always really cool depending on what you have in your collection. Either one is a little bit more possible for you. And so I also think this is kind of a nice way to just use a bunch of pieces that maybe you don't use too much. The general shape of the tree here uses a lot of feet pieces and various arms and sockets and things like that. Kind of a lot of parts that, depending on what your build style is, you may just not even use. They may just be sitting around. You might have bought a bulk lot of Bionicle off eBay or something, and you got a bunch of random green pieces. You can just kind of sort of clobber them together and form this nice looking Christmas tree design shape thing. And yeah, it's just another great way to take a look at that Christmas tree concept. I think it's cool. Also, too, it could be fun kind of decorating those yourselves. Maybe you want to use, little minifigure accessories and put those on a Christmas tree so that you build the Christmas tree and then decorate this mini Christmas tree along with your actual Christmas tree. It'd be cool, and some fun little Christmas decorations on here using some studs, some of those wire pieces, and a bunch of other different things like that. And then you've even got these sort of wheel pieces down here being used as presents. Yeah, lots of fun, creative stuff there. Looks really cool. I like it a lot. Let's take a look at a more unique take on Christmas tree design. So this is Xmastrex Toa of Christmas Trees by Caleb Lang. Oh, I didn't say what the last MOC was called. My bad. That was called Christmas Tree by Gerodian? That's his name. But this one is Caleb Lang's MOC, Xmastrex Toa of Christmas Trees. So, this was for Gringat the Repugnant's Christmas contest on MOC Pages, which I tried to get more photos from that, but the old great MOC Pages crash of 2011, I think it was, where just heaps of posts lost, heaps of pictures. Almost none of those MOCs I can get pictures for. Heck, almost all of the pictures on some of the other MOCs you'll be seeing soon, and on this one, there's just not a lot of pictures of, because of classic MOC Pages crashing. So, there you go. But, besides the point, maybe you can do that. Maybe if you're interested, you can host one of your own contests or join a contest that someone else is hosting that's Christmas themed. It might be a fun way to get in the Christmas spirit, and this is totally an easy thing to do, to host a contest. If you want, you can offer real prizes. If not, it's just a fun way to get people building and just generate hype and whatever, it's a fun thing to do. Always cool to make a contest. Do you want to see a contest on this channel? I've never done a contest, but would you want one? Because maybe we could. I don't know. Let's see. I'm keen to see what you think. It won't be a Christmas contest because by the time I post this, it will be Christmas. So, we'll see. Anyway, besides the point, Xmastrex. I got off topic there. So, this is kind of more of a funny joke mock that was made for that contest. Typically a Toa has an element that is an element, like a fire, ice, water, whatever. But this is a Toa of Christmas trees, which I think is actually really funny and really fun and clever. It's cool, and if you read the little bio that comes with this, Callan's actually done some really clever little ways of kind of integrating the Bionicle lore with this kind of joke. Like he's got the Konohi Evergreen, which is the mask of tree revival or survival. It allows the user to redeem dead trees and keep them from dying in winter, which is just kind of fun and is actually kind of a cool Konohi power. I actually kind of like that. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's kind of clever. And, you take a look at the mock in itself, there's some really interesting things on there, like, using the Harry Potter cone pieces there to kind of make his head design look kind of Christmas tree shaped. Kind of using those Prydac leg pieces that came in dark green on Kazani, I believe they were. Using those as this kind of interesting looking kind of tree shaped lance thing for his hand arm weapon thing there. It's just a clever design, and then you use things like these these system leaf pieces and other things just to kind of get that Christmas tree vibe, using kind of the general layout of shapes to form the kind of atmosphere of Christmas and Christmas trees, but also the colors used, obviously a lot of greens and stuff. But as well, kind of picking pieces that kind of give off more of a tree-like vibe, like I was saying before, those leaf pieces. Even kind of these Vizirac feet here kind of have that general shape of a Christmas tree, as well as that kind of furry fern-looking design sort of texture to them. And even the Kazani armor piece there that's used on the torso kind of has that sort of tree-like look to its colors. Which is just interesting. So it's kind of a nice thing to think about, to pick specific pieces that work well for the design that you're going after, whether it's because of their color, because of their texture and things like that, and kind of actually getting some really nice, clever part usages as a result of that. But when I say nice part use, it's less of the, wow, you used that as a nose on this mock, that's a nice part use, rather just kind of clever part usage, I guess you could call it. It's cool. I've spoken about that in the past in some podcasts and things, so I'm sure some of you you loyal fans will know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's that. A fun little jokey mock for Christmas. Nothing wrong with if you just want to kind of continue to get in the Christmas spirit. Just build something that's kind of fun and funny. Nothing wrong with that. So we were just talking about Christmas and Gringat. So let's jump into the next mock, which is called Santa Nui and is by Gringat the Repugnant. Now, when I call him, by the way, when I call him Gringat the Repugnant, that's his actual name. I'm not saying that he's a repugnant man. He's a lovely man with a great beard. That is his actual name. I'm not offending the guy. He's a cool guy. Anyway, Gringat the Repugnant, Santa Nui. So, this mock has two versions, and I actually think that's kind of cool. It kind of could be kind of a Christmas tradition for you, maybe a brand new one you can start this year. Maybe you build a Christmas-themed Bionicle every year, and then the following year you revamp that same Bionicle using all the new fun techniques you learned over the year, or just every year you build a Christmas-themed Bionicle. One year you build a tree, one year you build Santa, one year you build a reindeer. I don't know. I just think it's kind of a fun tradition, something that could be worth giving a go. You never know. So, one of my favorite things about this is the beard design on this Santa Nui mock. So, he uses a typical Glatorian head, but Gringat has managed to put on this Lego system shark headpiece and make it look like a beard, which fits so perfectly with that head there. And I'm almost certain that naturally fits on there. I think that's just a sort of illegal sort of technique there, just sort of shoving that shark head on. I'm pretty sure it fits itself, but you can see that he's added some claw pieces there with some blue tack or something to lock those in there. So you can kind of go to town on that if you want to go custom, or if not, I'm pretty sure you can legally do that connection there, which is a very fantastic part use, by the way. See, that's a nice part use before we were talking about clever part use. Haha. So yeah, awesome to see. And then a really clever Christmas hat there, but This, of course, is the version 1 that I was talking about. Version 2, sort of the same general design there, but it's just sort of detailed up a bit more. Sadly, I have very few pictures of this because of that crash I was talking about before, but yeah, it's still a really awesome mock, and you can still see most of the details from the pictures I've got anyway. But it's cool to see how he's kind of buffed out the head there on this different version, kind of added a little bit more hair on the back and added a little more to the hat and given him a kind of coat and stuff as well as like a belt and things, which is very Santa, so that's perfect. I also like the idea of him being called Santa Nui. It's kind of like finding some sort of sly way of kind of adding Christmas into the Bionicle universe. It could, be kind of loose canon. Obviously, it's not canon because Gringat made it, not Greg. But, like it's, you could find a loophole there or something. It's kind of like the old Star Wars special, how that was at a time canon. And they introduced like a Life Day and all sorts of weird Christmassy things and kind of managed to sort of put in Christmas into the Star Wars universe, which I think Life Day is still canon in Star Wars, but this is a Lego channel. I'm not talking about Star Wars here. But there you go. So maybe you can kind of do that yourself if you're into your storytelling and stuff. You can try and find a way to integrate some sort of Christmas analog to your story. It might be fun for you, might not be. It's whatever your cup of tea is, really. But one thing as well that's also really cool about this, and this is something people used to do all the time on mock pages. People don't do it too much now, mainly because people don't really post on mock pages anymore because it's dead. But it's something you could easily do on Flickr or Instagram or anything. The specific post for the updated version of Santa Nui, and the first one actually too, has Santa Nui giving Gringats all of his different mocks. Santa Nui's giving them all different gifts and things like that. And so it's just a fun little post to read through, which you can't anymore because half the pictures are missing. But the pictures you can see is Santa Nui giving this guy a crown, or here have a Coke. Fun little Coke design, by the way, just using that axle connector and a black connector axle on top of that. I like that a lot. It's a simple Coke design. It's clever. But there's that, nothing wrong with also once you've made that mock, like kind of giving you a little bit of a fun post. So, it's Santa Nui giving presents to all these different people and stuff. Could be fun. Could be cool. Especially if you built other people's self-mocks, then you can kind of do some in-jokes with that, or kind of, obviously because I'm sure some of your internet friends who are into Bionicle don't live near you, you can virtually give them gifts, which, it's the thought that counts. So there you go. So I like that. I think it's really cool. And a really unique, interesting take on Santa. So let's take a look at some more Santas. This first Santa is another interesting, unique take by Marco and is called Old Chief Santa of the Nutcrackers MC. Great name. So this Santa is a biker-style Santa with a mace to beat guys up, which is pretty cool. I like that. Nothing wrong with if you don't want to actually build Santa, you can add some fun twist to Santa because do it. It's fun. So the interesting thing here, he's shirtless. You can see his abs and his pecs. He's got this awesome Knights Kingdom armor down here to kind of give him sort of like a punk badass biker shorts or something. He's a guy you don't want to mess with compared to the original Santa, who's a very nice guy. It's cool. I also like the beard design on this, using those Chima feathers there to make that little beard. It's effective, nice part usages there. Also really cool looking Santa hat here, using different sort of curved slope pieces, a minifigure helmet there for the end of the little ball on the end of the hat, and some other little pieces there to make a little Santa hat. Maybe that's something you could do if you don't really want to build a Santa or anything like that. You could just kind of mock up your own little Christmas hat there and just put that on one of your mocks. Could work well. But yeah, I think it's just a fun, interesting take on Santa. It's a cute little mock. It's cool. Speaking of cute little mocks, though, here's another Santa mock, and our final mock for this episode, which is by Logie Bear, and is called Happy Santa. So this, we were talking about nice piece usages before. This mock has a lot of them. So you might look at that Santa hat and be like, that isn't Lego. What's this? That's stupid. Actually, turns out it is Lego. So this Santa hat came from a Duplo set called Santa's Winter Holiday, which you're currently seeing on the screen in front of you. So it turns out you can get a cool Santa hat like that. So if you are interested, you could always pop on over to Bricklink, buy that set, or just buy the Santa hat, and put that on your self-mock for some fun holiday pictures, or just do that. I don't know. I think that's a really cool piece. I kind of want to pick one up. I think it's kind of cool. Yeah, it's really unique, really cool. And that's always something to think about too. Maybe for Christmas you're going to get a more unique Lego set, or you're going to treat yourself and do a cool looking Bricklink order. Maybe you look into some of those more obscure pieces, see if you can do like this mock and use them in some interesting ways. And speaking of that, another one, this beard design here. You might be like, what piece is that? Well, that's another Duplo part, and it's a Duplo squirrel that he's inverted there, and it kind of creates that interesting looking beard and kind of almost forms the shape of the mouth there as well, which is so cool. It's really unique. So yeah, do that. Look into some more unique part usages and see what you can do. Make some fun stuff out of it. And that's it for 6 holiday Christmas themed mocks. Of course, build some of your own. Have a fantastic Christmas, holiday season, whatever you want to call it. Have a good time. And enjoy the time off, because I know most people have some time off. Maybe you can use that time to build something, whether it's a Christmas-themed Bionicle or just a Bionicle or even some system stuff. Whatever you want to do, have fun. And let me know what you got for Christmas. I'd be keen to see. Show me your haul. Send some photos over. I'd be interested. And let me know about that contest too. I don't know if people tune out for these end credits here, but yeah, I'm still interested to know if you would like a contest on the page. I'm not opposed to doing it. Anyway, that's about it for now. That's about it for now, guys. I'll see you in the next episode. Happy Christmas and a very happy New Year. Bye for now.